Okay, we will start next point, that will be moment of inertia. So the cumulative product of area and square of its distance from an axis is called as moment of inertia. Okay, so now this will be what we can say little bit a mathematical definition. Okay, actual or the conceptual definition of the moment of inertia is that it is the concept which gives the quantitative estimation of relative distribution of area and mass of a body with respect to some reference axis. Okay, with respect to some reference axis is termed as the moment of inertia of that body. Okay, and if we see the analogy wise, so whatever role played by the mass in the translatory motion or in the horizontal motion, that same role will be played by moment of inertia in rotary motion. Okay, in rotary motion, like a car is moving horizontally, whatever role played by the mass, that will be same role played by the moment of inertia while a flywheel is rotating. Like we can say that in the horizontal motion that will be the momentum m into v, but in rotary motion that will be the mass moment of inertia. So that will be y square dA for x axis, or about y axis that will be x square dA, like in here. So that will be moment of inertia, the cumulative product of area and square of distance. So for the x axis, for this x axis, so that will be integration y square dA, so distance of elementary area from x axis is y, so y square times dA. Okay, so that will be second moment of the area. Similarly for the y axis, so that will be integration x square into dA, then for axis which is perpendicular to this x and y axis, so this O, so it is like this, three dimension, this x axis, this is y axis, and this is axis O, which is perpendicular to x and y axis. Okay, so moment of inertia about that axis will be equal to integration r square dA, and for r we can write, so that will be x square plus y square. For r we can write x square plus y square. So moment of inertia about that perpendicular axis is equal to ix plus iy, so that is nothing but the perpendicular axis theorem. Okay, then these are some important formula that you have to remember while solving the numerical of the moment of inertia. Okay, so similarly in the like we have solved the numerical for the centroid, we have to solve the numerical for the moment of inertia, that will be for the composite figure also. So to solve the numerical of composite figure, you must remember this basic formula. So for the rectangle, so about x axis, so bd cube by 12, and about this, if you consider this base axis, so that will be bd cube by 3. Okay, bd cube by 3, b is the base width, d is the total depth of that rectangle. Then about this centroidal x axis, moment of inertia will be bd cube by 12. If you take a centroidal y axis, that will be db cube by 12. Okay, that will be db cube by 12. Okay, then for triangle, bh cube by 36, that formula is same for a isosceles triangle as well as for a right angle triangle, so that will be bh cube by 36. Remember, this formula is for moment of inertia about the centroidal x axis. Okay, if in that question about base axis is asked, then we can transfer using a theorem called as parallel axis theorem, we will see afterwards. Okay, then for circle, so pi d to the power 4 by 64, again that is about centroidal x axis or centroidal y axis, that formula will remain same. Then for a semicircle, about this centroidal x axis, so that will be 0.11 r to the power 4, and centroidal y axis, so that will be pi d to the power 4 divided by 128. Then for a quadrant of a circle or for a quarter circle, so about this x axis, so that will be 0.055 r to the power 4. Again for y centroidal y axis also, this formula will remain same. Okay, we will see next, that will be the theorem of parallel axis. So that simply defined as, if we are knowing the moment of inertia about this x axis, and we have to determine the moment of inertia about this lm axis. So moment of inertia about lm axis is equal to ixx, and remember this ixx is the moment of inertia about centroidal x axis. So ilm is equal to ixx plus a into h square. Okay, a into h square, that is the parallel axis theorem. The moment of inertia of lamina about any axis in a plane of lamina is equal to the sum of moment of inertia about a parallel centroidal axis in the plane of lamina and the product of the area of the lamina and square of distance between that two axes. Okay. So, we can prove this parallel axis theorem. So, that will be very simple. So, moment of inertia about Lm. So, this is the elementary step we have considered. So, that will be Mi about Lm. So, that will be h plus y, this h plus y square into dA. So, dA into h plus y bracket square, okay, h plus y bracket square into dA. So, that will be again for h plus y bracket square. So, we have to expand this. So, that will be h square plus y square plus 2 hy. Then for the this is dA is for that elementary, for the total area for the whole lamina we have to integrate it. So, here it is sum. So, you can either integrate or you can take sum of that. So, h square summation of dA plus summation of dA into y square plus 2h summation of dA into y. Now, this dA into y, okay, this dA into y, when we integrate this, so that will be, this y will become y bar. So, that will be distance of centroid of that figure from the centroidal axis, and that will be 0. This dA y is equal to 0 is in axis is the centroidal axis. Okay. So, you can write I Lm is equal to Ix plus Ah square. This is nothing but the parallel axis theorem formula. Okay. Remember this formula very carefully. We are going to use this formula also in the numericals. Okay. And second is the theorem of perpendicular axis. So, as I told you earlier, so IOZ, moment of inertia about z axis equal to IOX plus IOY. That is very simple. For the Iz we can write, so that will be r square dA. For r we can write x square plus y square. So, that will be x square dA plus y square dA. So, again we take the integration. So, integration of x square dA will be IYY and integration of y square dA will be IXX. So, that will be the perpendicular axis theorem. Okay. The next point will be the radius of gyration. So, it is simply we can say that it is the axis at which we are determining the moment of inertia. Okay. Sometimes we require that moment of inertia about the other than the centroidal axis. Okay. So, it is one of the property of the cross section which influence the structural behavior of the members of radius of gyration. In design, this radius of gyration is very important. So, K, that is radius of gyration, is equal to I divided by A, or for I we can write I is equal to A into K square. So, in any of the numerical that radius of gyration may be given, so we can determine the moment of inertia using this formula I is equal to AK square. Okay. I is moment of inertia about the ith axis and K is the radius of gyration. Okay. So, that will be all for the theory part, and then in the next video we will solve the numericals. Okay. Thank you.